Poop, poop, why aren't you dead? Welcome to the Chase and Stephanie show.
So what happens is we're gonna get full-on information overload with you.
We're gonna talk like disclaimer. We're gonna talk about
poop, your colon.
This beautiful lady is Stephanie. Say hello, Stephanie.
Hi. So a lot of you have been asking a lot of questions about why we did not eat for 5 full weeks.
So we thought we would tell you a little bit about No, but really, we didn't eat anything for 5 weeks. Half of the people I feel like believe like, oh, well, why aren't you dead? And then the other half just thinks that we cheated, which we didn't.
Which we didn't.
So would you like to tell a little bit more about what the cleanse was?
So we're going to start years back with myself. So I had...
That's so funny. Don't you do a camera? I know, I feel good, I feel natural.
How am I? Do I have any date in my teeth?
You're good.
Okay.
So I grew up having a lot of stomach issues. So for about the last 9 years, I've had really bad acid reflux and really bad gut aches. And I went to the doctor probably 7 years ago, and he pretty much just told me that I have to be on Prilosec the rest of my life. And so for a good, I was on Prilosec for probably 5 years.
6 years.
5 years I was on Prilosec every day, which did help my heartburn. But last year we were talking and we're like, we know that I shouldn't be this age and having a lot of issues. So,
which, by the way, now we know you should not really be any age and having those issues.
Yes.
Okay, no age.
So we went and got a colonoscopy and a scope.
At the same time.
And they said everything looked completely fine and that I was completely normal. Which
was annoying.
Because it's like, there's obviously things that are wrong in this situation.
So we spent thousands of dollars on tests and nothing worked. So my dad went to this holistic doctor, her name's Elizabeth. And just recap.
I hope she watches this one day.
Yes, we did a full 5 week juice cleanse.
Yeah.
But I feel like I need to put a warning that we were under the supervision of a doctor.
Nor are we telling you that you should do this on your own or...
Yeah, because we were going in 3 days a week, getting checked, getting our levels checked, blood checked, all of that stuff checked.
She had us on a certain juice that we had to buy the vegetables, do the juice. So like we were actually getting some calories.
Yeah.
Not a lot of calories, but we weren't gonna die.
Yeah,
okay.
So we went into this lady and it was, you kind of think it's a witch doctor at first.
You could. I could see how being like, I don't know. I think you get to a point where you're almost ready to try anything.
Yeah.
And so all of a sudden things don't feel so witchy.
For us, it was kind of like, for my health at least, was last resort. Not even last resort, but we're like, we might as well try it. If it doesn't help, at least we tried one more thing to not have consistent issues every single day when I'm eating. And so we went into her, and what she does is she looks your eyeballs, your mouth, and your fingernails.
Yeah. So why I went in is for the past 7 years I have been on Synthroid. So I was taking that medication and I always thought I had all of these thyroid issues, and because of that, weight issues and a lot of lethargic, but having just a lot of issues. And so that's why I went on to, after I had our baby, I had a numb spot in my foot and I figured that was just something weird. I ended up having an emergency C-section, so maybe that was something from that. And then we went to Italy earlier this year, and right after, right after we got home, I noticed there was another part of my foot that was starting to go numb. So we knew something was wrong. Something was wrong with both of us. We were like, you know what? Let's go try it out. Let's go try it out. We spent thousands of dollars already on him. Before we spend thousands of more dollars on me, let's just at least go see what this lady has to say.
Yeah, so when you go in, she looks at your eyeballs, she looks at your mouth, and she looks at your fingernails. So at first, the first thing she says on me is, oh, you have acid reflux issues, which Oh, and by the way, she has you fill out a questionnaire. You give it to her, but she doesn't look at it.
She takes the paper. She's not looking at it. She's talking to you. She's taking the paper you just filled out. She turns it over in her clipboard, and that's what she starts to write your diagnosis.
Yeah, so
down.
she starts telling you
Not
everything.
that it's a diagnosis.
She starts telling you everything that's wrong with you. And it was crazy because about 75% of the things that she wrote down, I knew I had issues with. All the way down to, she told me when she looked at my fingernails,
Crazy.
she's like, oh, you have outer knee pain, don't you? And I've had IT band issues for the last probably 7 years.
Yeah.
And then all the way down to, she even was like, oh, and I'm sure your S4 vertebrae on your lower back is inflamed. And I've had issues with that part of my lower back for about 3 years now. And she didn't look at my body. It was all from my mouth, my nails, and my eyeballs.
Yeah.
And then same thing
And then
with
she
Steph.
does the same thing for me. Should I tell him? Should I tell him the first thing she said to me? Because a big secret is gonna come out right here. So I was wearing a shirt, like kind of like this, I had my hair down, and she looks at me, and she looks at my eyeballs, and she goes, did you get a breast augmentation in the last year?
And I was like, yeah.
She said, your breasts are not happy. It was scary. It was really scary, but it was scary because like, she had never seen me before, she didn't know anything about me, that's the first thing she says. And then she continues to go on all about my liver, that I have issues with a lot of my hormones, with my thyroid, everything that I knew, but more. And it was actually a little bit creepy. No, maybe not creepy. Probably
Surreal.
It was a little surreal. She knows more about you than you even realize that you know about yourself because you get so used to it. And I'm not just saying she's making it up so that you would believe it. I'm saying you realize, oh, weird. Like, I do feel that all the time. That's odd. So it was a really interesting experience, even just to get a consultation.
Yeah, so that was just the consultation. And then if you decide that you want to do it, she tells you...
The detox.
The detox. So what happens is we're going to get full-on information overloaded to you.
We're going to talk, like, disclaimer. We're going to talk about... Poop.
Your colon.
Colon health. A bunch of stuff that no one even talks about weird things about food that I never knew.
You don't know what you don't know.
You really don't know what you don't know, and no one's talking about it.
Yeah.
So how would you know? And all these different things, and that will be